I went to conservatory for grad school. I wanted to go for undergrad, but my parents convinced me that I should go in a different direction, which I'm glad they did. When I was at Princeton, there was no other opera singer there, basically. I mean, I was one of the only ones. And there was people doing so many things, but I learned about so much. And in retrospect, it was so amazing that I had those opportunities, and I loved that. But I also was frustrated at times not to just be like focusing on singing, and I want to be a singer and I want to know how to sing well and do all of that. But what I will say is that when I was at conservatory in grad school, I felt it was so limiting. Like, I learned a lot about the form. I was very focused on it. But I feel like my classmates, a lot of my classmates, knew nothing about anything else in the world. Like, very few were going to MoMA to see the show down, that was happening at the museum, or going to a jazz club. I mean, everyone was so myopic and so focused on opera or, whatever they were focused on. And that, I think, encourages a kind of insular world in classical music that we don't want. So what I did when I went to a conservatory, I spent a lot of time hanging out when I hung out with people who were not at the conservatory, or who were not classical musicians, or who were at the conservatory but in a different discipline, because it was important to me to diversify a little bit outside of this really focused intensity on the thing I'm doing. And it's not true for every singer. Some singers just aren't that kind of singer. They want to just be able to sing well, and they want to do that really, really well. And they don't want to know about all these other things. But in terms of being able to create a program, to engage with other disciplines, to engage with other artists, I think my time at Princeton was really crucial for that. Of course, it was sometimes frustrating not to be, like you say, super focused on where I was going. But now, knowing what I know, having all of that experience, all of that information has made me infinitely better as a singer.